Okay, we're back in the chair again. James and I jockeying position for who's got the better story. I think James is going to win this one because he's got new semaglutide, tirzepatide, crazy numbers. Again, I think we both went to the gym for 2 weeks and gave up like the rest of the planet, and now they're all coming back. And it is now go time for anybody who's in this weight loss business. So talk to me, James.
Well, the weight loss business. We are seeing dropping CPLs, dropping weight, dropping CPLs. And the dropping CPLs are happening because of a pivot in the offer that we're putting into the market. So,
Can you explain CPL for people who don't know what that
sure,
means?
cost per lead, cost
Ah,
per lead. So what people are paying in cost per lead, typically, um, cost per lead for semaglutide can be anywhere from low single digits to mid 20s per lead, depending on what market they're in. Um, we're testing out a new offer in the market though at the beginning of this year, and I call them 2-digit promos. So basically putting out either $50 per week for their program, or $50 per month. If you're asking, you sell semaglutide, you provide the service. These numbers are coming from basically their financing, Cherry or whatever financing company they're using. When they do the financing, they can get this program for as low as $50 per week or month, depending on what financing service they're using. So we're putting that out into the market. We have a client here in Texas, about 30 miles out from San Antonio. It's Brownsville. And we put a $50 a week slim shot, semaglutide, what we call slim shot on Facebook. $50 a week program. And right now, if you look here, this middle ad are generating $1.68 cost per lead, which is unheard of in Facebook for any service or any program, weight loss, or what have you. It's just never happens that low. So it shows you that that offer is absolutely 100% resonating. It's offer driven, right? So now they're doing a per week offer, right? So basically $250 a month, which is still great for the slim shot semaglutide program. Typically average cost is about $350 to $499 a month nationwide, depending. So even at $250, it's fantastic. But the seeing the 5 and the 0, associated with a weight loss program, $50 just gets people interested. And the good news is they're booking at a rate of over 50% of the leads that come in. So they're
and
getting it.
that's the key right there, which is
That's
these
the key.
leads are converting. And that's what we want to get people to understand, not just throwing crap leads and hoping that 1 out of 100 converts. These are actually people interested because it's that time. And that we keep telling people, we've been trying to let people know through text messaging and email blasts and everything that we've done, that if you want to look at something that's appropriate for the time frame of where we are in the next couple of months, it's especially now, obviously, because just started. I mean, you can't get a better, more well-known, more predictably productive service for someone, because I think the bigger thing is how many people have put this off. And that's what I'm interested in, right? Which is that the people who over the summer knew about it but didn't do it, and now they're like, I got to do it this spring to get to the summer, right? Because they missed the summer. So they said,
Yep.
screw it, we'll go through the holidays. And now I'm going to get myself in shape. So I really think this is going to be an interesting year for
It's
sure.
the convergence of, like you said, one, the $50 a week offer and the time of year. So that's why you're getting such low cost per lead, because Facebook rewards advertisers who have very engaging ads, which means there's a lot of activity on it. The more activity, the more Facebook rewards you with, again, low cost per leads, because they want good content. They want good ads on their platform, right? So that's been producing. So now that's in Texas. Then I'm going to take you over here to Doctors RX. They have 3 different states we're running out of: New York, Los Angeles, and I believe, hold on, I'll tell you right now. New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, right? But I want to show you the Los Angeles campaign. They all got generally the same cost per lead. They're down at 863. You know,
Mm,
that a couple of outliers at 16, but they're generating under $9 cost per leads, which is fantastic, right? That's the $1.68 from before. That's a an amazing unicorn, right? That's fantastic. But these people are doing as low as $50 per month, which is basically they're piggybacking on their financing that they do, because that's what it costs over a 24-month period. You stretch it out, it's as low as $50 a month. And again, most importantly, they are generating, anywhere from 40 to 50 leads a week, and they're booking over 50% of them.
yeah.
50% are set up for appointments, which is fantastic.
And so we don't even need to go into really the details of how people make money off this, but I think we should at least raise if people have not heard of how this works. But most of these clients go to 6 to 8 months of duration of monthly semaglutide, because that's about the average duration that we see until they move on to either another product or a weight loss strategy, or they just are done, right? And I think that you look at like revenue from this generated for that period of time, it's thousands of dollars of revenue, right?
Tens of thousands, correct.
Yeah, I mean, per client, sure.
Per client,
And,
sure, sure.
yeah, but I think the concept though is, um, what, in the case of these clients, what else do they buy from the store, shop, spa, weight loss center? You have to think about the intrinsic lifetime value that you're creating with a low cost acquisition. And I think people don't realize, and maybe listener, if you could think about this, think about the customer as not just one dimensionally weight loss. They could be multidimensional. So you're bringing in a low cost subscriber to your business, whether they're going to a membership for your other services, or they're going to actually purchase something post this production, like go into a meal plan or something that you might have as a lead on. So as you as a listener or watcher to this, think about the long tail of this customer and what value bringing in an $8 lead means for your business, and what the capture of that client over lifetime could mean for you, as opposed to trying to get the customer through other ways, which we know can be extensively labor preventative, because you have to do a lot of things in order to get a customer through the door. Where right now we can just literally draw up customers with a credit card.
Yeah, and like you said, it's the acquisition cost when you're in the single digit range, you know, is for these two clients we just reviewed right now. I believe the last time we had our meeting last week, we were saying it was somewhere between $35 and $50 per person to get them in at that low. You know what I'm saying? Typically, a cost per lead is just that much alone. So
Right.
you get it down to $1, $5, $8, and then add on some of the other costs, marketing fees, and so forth. It's ridiculously cheap, to get them in the door for a service they're going to spend, like you said, thousands over a 6 to 8 month period. So it's
And
good
I
business.
think production wise, right? Because there's two things that really are helpful for the practitioner or the person who's listening to this. Like, one, we can set this stuff up really quickly, meaning it doesn't take us long to turn these ads up and get them running and get production. It's not like we go through these huge optimization periods that we used to have to go through. Now it's sort of like they get up, they have a limited time to optimize, but then they get optimized rather quickly because there's such a high demand in the market. This isn't Botox or cool sculpting or something that's like already traditional in the market, and you have to fight against other slots and competitors and blah, blah, blah. This is stuff that's got high demand, and that, it's just going to slot up easily. And the second thing is, it's easy for the practitioner to get these people into production, because as soon as they say yes, you order, a couple days later, you've got product and you're in production with the client. So it all works pretty well. And the ones that we've worked with, I think, are like some of the best mechanically performing clients that we see today.
Mm-hmm. These are, we use our call center for these guys, and they do a fantastic job. I mean, great. And they come in, and you spoke before about lifetime customer. Plenty of stories I've been hearing back from these customers, that have the aesthetics, med spas, and they're signing them up for microneedling after the fact, signing them up for, derma filler after the fact. So it's just an add-on. They get in there, of course, such a low rate. They give them such a great deal. They're open to, do more business with them. So it's all around, everyone wins with this medical weight loss semaglutide market. So it's a great way to get people into your med spa, your clinic.
Yeah, and hopefully people who might be listening to this or watch this can kind of get the idea that this is not the norm, meaning that we're experiencing this in cycles, and we're trying to elevate people's attention to this. And it's difficult because there's so much noise, but these are real clients, real numbers, real things. They're not making this stuff up. And I think when you get it, you see a lot of stuff in Facebook and Instagram and TikTok where it's claiming like bazillions of patients and leads, and there's no numbers behind it. Well, you're actually seeing numbers. And I think that's the validation that when you start to see the truth, which is that they're being associated with this type of acquisition cost. And then the Achilles heel to most clients that we work with or that we see where they fall down is they don't call these leads back. And that's when, if you access our call center, which has been doing this for a year straight with semaglutide, they know that the whole routine. They can get people engaged emotionally, get them charged to get started. And that's where that conversion rate goes north of 40%. And then you've got a winning combo, right? So if you don't have the time, or you don't have the wherewithal to call these people back multiple times, because that's what they're going to need. This is not a slot machine. It's a game of how quickly can you get to the person and how many times can you call them back to put them into the calendar. And if you can get them on a couple of different calls to say yes, then you're good to go. I think that's the big thing that people don't consider when they get into marketing, is that there's yes, the opportunity is here, but you have to maximize the value of these leads, and that's really being on top of them as soon as they come in. So we're lucky enough to have built a call center, actually started from this particular product because we had so much demand.
The call center is great too, because you get a feedback, you create the ads, and then they're down line dealing with the leads. You kind of come back to us, and so I like to call this Act 2 of semaglutide. Last year, Act 1, and in Act 2, we've learned putting a low weekly or monthly cost to the service, be it through financing, but advertising it that way gets really engaged, because that's what people remember, right? If you're in this market, all you've heard is $250 a month, $399 a month, $350 a month. When you see something that says 50 a week, 50 a month, it's memorable, right?
Yeah.
So you automatically have engaged people on the phone, and that's the feedback we're getting back from the call center. You know what I'm saying? Is that, wow, I haven't seen it this low. Yeah, it's this low. If you sign up, you want to do the financing, you can get 50, stretch it over 24, 16 months, whatever the financing deal is, but still, regardless, it's $50 a month, right? So
Right.
you're not coming out of pocket 1,000, at a gate. So it works very well.
And the last thing I would say is that now these are like sort of, opportunities for people who are interested in sort of those marginal price points that are different in the market. But we have plenty of clients that have no offer and are doing just as well right now. Take example, the folks up in Denver who we know with just a very simple explainer ad saying, hey, we have semaglutide. We are ready to take you on as a client. Here's the positives. Here's the negatives. Here's what you expect. Click the button to get started, with no offer, and are doing just as well, or in the same range, I should say, as these guys are.
Yes. And what it is that in the more densely populated cities, the busy metro areas, the low cost monthly cost is what really resonates. And the less populated areas, just doing a free consult or $100 off your first month, really basic stuff. It works well. It makes sense. The more competitive areas, you have to be more competitive. In less competitive areas, you don't have to be as competitive. Either way, they're getting great cost per leads. They're getting great customer acquisition cost. And more importantly, they're getting customers that are flipping over on a good percentage to lifetime customers. That shouldn't be overlooked. You get 30, 40 people through the door, 25 of them become customers, another handful or 6 become lifetime customers. You do the calculations over a 3-5 year period, what that is, all off of a $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month ad buy, and our marketing fees, which is nominal when you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars over years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
and to put this into global perspective, with 60% of the population of the United States overweight and 40% obese, that's 60 million people. So don't think you run out of targets.
no. There's the market is huge, literally and figuratively.
Awesome. James, thank you so much. This is perfect. And we'll capture this again. Let's do another one in the spring and tell people where we ended up, because this is great. So for you, the listener, you're going to get a follow-up for this video, or watcher, I should say, in a few months, and we'll tell you where our numbers are at. So we'll catch up shortly, James. Thanks again.
You got it.